You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices on this Monday, August 18th, 2025. Good evening. I'm Chris Palermo. Here is what's happening. 61-year-old Richard Cleves went missing after going to help an acquaintance with an off-roading incident in Amargosa, Nevada. Jillian Bayer has more.
On the morning of July 15, 2025, 61-year-old Richard Cleve went missing in Amargosa Valley, Nevada. Richard was last seen around 6 a.m. He's described as 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing approximately 195 pounds, with brown hair and hazel eyes. That morning, he was wearing a dark pair of shorts, a dark-colored shirt, and a baseball cap. According to Amanda Brady, Richard was driving a 1995 GMC Astro van. He was reportedly on his way to meet an acquaintance, Chris McDonald, at Big Dune for what was described as a small rescue mission after a riding accident. But Richard never made it to that meeting. Later that day, the van he was driving was discovered abandoned near the intersection of U.S. Highway 95 and Valley View. The vehicle was parked facing south in the direction of Pahrump. Inside the van, no phone, no wallet, and no keys. Richard Cleve was nowhere to be found. As of now, there are no confirmed sightings and no further leads have been made public. If you have any information about the whereabouts of Richard Cleve, please contact the Nye County Sheriff's Office immediately. One detail, one call could make all the difference.
More news now. On August 14th, there was a structure fire that caused the roof to cave in and leaving a deceased K9. Jillian Bayer has your update.
On August 13th, around 1 p.m., Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue was dispatched to a structure fire with heavy flames visible from the rear of the property. Thick smoke could be seen from miles away. Fire crews initiated a dual attack strategy approaching from both the front and the back of the home. However, the fire was wind-driven, making containment challenging. While inside, firefighters performed hook and ceiling operations, pulling down the ceiling materials to check for fire spread in the attic. During this process, signs of structural roof failure were detected. Captain Soto made the decision to evacuate the crew, and within minutes of their exit, the roof collapsed. Tragically, one K9 was found deceased at the front of the house. One occupant sustained a minor injury but declined transport after being assessed. As of today, the cause of the fire remains under investigation.
President Trump is on a mission to ban mail-in ballots. News 25 has the details.
President Trump announced today that he planned to lead a national movement to ban mail-in ballots and electronic voting machines. In a post he made on Truth Social, Trump wrote, "I'm going to lead a movement to get rid of mail-in ballots. And also, while we're at it, highly inaccurate, very expensive, and serious controversial voting machines." Trump has repeatedly claimed that these voting methods are vulnerable to fraud despite multiple court rulings and investigations finding no evidence of widespread issues in recent elections. Supporters say removing these systems would improve trust and transparency. Critics argue it could limit access for voters who rely on mail-in ballots, like seniors and people in rural areas. Trump hasn't outlined a specific plan yet, but the announcement signals an ongoing focus on election rules ahead of the 2026 and 2028 races.
And locally, Governor Joe Lombardo recently authorized the activation of the National Guard to help ICE. This caused backlash in the Las Vegas immigrant community towards Lombardo and ICE.
The Nevada governor recently authorized the activation of the National Guard to help ICE. This caused backlash in the Las Vegas immigrant community towards Lombardo and ICE. According to Channel 8 News Now, Manuel Santamaria said this: "You're preying on their patriotism, or you're preying on younger soldiers that join because they want to get money for school." Lombardo explained that those assisting in the immigration enforcement are ones who are demonstrating their readiness to serve. Manuel believes that the ones who helped were volunteered and paid with incentives. Out of 4,500 soldiers, only 35 will be dedicating their time to this immigration mission, which is less than a quarter of Nevada's population for the National Guard. The soldiers would not be in direct contact with detainees, only be focused on logistical reports and support. The mission will last through November 15th, 2025. In July, the Department of Defense requested the National Guard for assistance in over 18 states, Nevada being included.
Coming up, the community gathered, and it was for a good cause. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. This past Saturday at 10 a.m. in Pahrump, there was a community gathering at Shenanigans for 16-year-old Danny Sanchez to raise money and to show their support. News 25 was there and has the details.
Hi, today we are having a fundraising event for Danny Sanchez and his family. Here is his mother, Mariah, and his little brother, Caleb, and his stepfather, Ellie. And we also have his grandmother over here as well. Anyway, we are trying to raise funds for Danny's recovery after he gets out of the hospital. Danny was burned over 55% of his body on an accident that he had with his vehicle when it caught on fire. And we are here to assist Danny and the family with any oncurring medical bills once he gets released from the hospital. Inside, we have a raffle event with I don't know how many baskets that are in there, but they were all donated by our generous community. So we do have baskets for a raffle all day until 5 o'clock. We will also be transporting those over to the park for the event this evening that we will get to in a moment. We also have Oh My Lumpia food truck. We have Kona Ice. We also have World's Best Corn Dogs. We have a bounce house, we have a water slide, we have numerous vendors here. We're also going to have a cornhole tournament, so get out here and show your best game. We also have all these beautiful cars over here showing off their fabulous treasures. They're just doing it on a donation basis as well. We also have other items for sale. Vendors, we have a DJ over here that's waiting to play music again, and our motorcycle club. We also have a table set up behind us that if anyone wants to come and support Danny, we have some get well cards, we have some markers and posters and everything where everybody can send their well wishes to Danny. You can absolutely donate. There is a GoFundMe going on right now for Danny Sanchez. We also have a fabulous online auction with numerous donations on there. We have Golden Knights tickets, we have Raiders tickets, we have signed, autographed stuff from the Knights. We have all kinds of sports events and family events.
News 25 had the honor of speaking with Danny's mother, Mariah, who shared an update on her son's recovery.
It has been a little rocky for Danny. He has good days, he has bad days. Yesterday was a bad day for us because his blood pressure went really low. The doctor and nurses had to push us out to go assess everything. But after they were able to stabilize him and stuff, he's fine. And I am there every single night. It's been 18 days and I sleep there every single night. So for one night I slept in the car because I needed a little break, and my husband slept in there with him. Last night, he came out of the induced coma a little earlier, so he has a trach in and he's able to kind of whisper to us. And so last night I just hear him, Mom, and I just couldn't imagine not being there, So I was up with him till like 4 in the morning. Mom, what's going on? Mom, what's this? And I'm trying to answer the best that I can. And this morning he was going for dressing change. They come in every single day to change all of his bandages so there's no infection. So that's the time we were leaving, because they put him under sedation every single time. So, but when I left, he knows that I'm coming here, and he knows Caleb is going to do the kickoff, and Caleb went to go visit him for the first time yesterday, and he was happy about that.
To participate in the live auction, you can scan the QR code on the screen, or to donate, go to givesendgo.com/prayers for Danny.
All right, it was a busy sports weekend. The Raiders played and the Las Vegas Aces are on a 7-game winning streak. Here's Mikey with that and more in sports.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. The Las Vegas Aviators in action on Sunday against the Tacoma Rainiers. Victorious, 12-7. Aviators are off to Albuquerque to face the Isotopes on Tuesday. Tensions flared at Sunday's Aviators game. Seattle Mariners right fielder Victor Robles, who was playing in a AAA game with Tacoma as part of a rehab assignment, was hit by a pitch by Aviators pitcher Joey Estes in the third inning. Consequently, the incident caused Robles to throw his bat and charge the mound in frustration. As he was walking off the field, he continued his frustration by throwing a bucket of sunflower seeds into the field. The Summer League South Little League faced the Irmo Little League team from Irmo, South Carolina. That game is in progress. Chris will have that score for you. Aja Wilson scored 34 points, Chelsea Gray added 10 points, and a career-high tying 14 assists. And the Las Vegas Aces tied their season high with 18 three-pointers in a 106-87 win over the Dallas Wings on Sunday.
That's a 7-game win streak.
Las Vegas Raiders played their second preseason game of the season, losing 22-19 to the San Francisco 49ers on Saturday. Pahrump Valley Little League is hosting in-person registrations for their upcoming fall season. Tentative season start dates are slated to run from September 13th to November 15th. An early bird special of $95 for the season is offered to parents who register through the end of August. For more information, you can email PahrumpLittleLeague@gmail.com or visit their website, PahrumpValleyLittleLeague.org. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Thank you, Mikey. Well, an update to the Summerlin South Little Leaguers. They had a walk-off win today. They are up three games to nothing now in the Little League World Series. More news coming up. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
And welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. Today's quick tutorial with Josh Osborne discusses the myth about overcharging your battery.
Hey guys, Josh Osborne here with Pahrump's own Great Computer Deals. It's time for another quick tutorial. Today we are talking about computer myths. These are things that we've heard our customers say over the years that are unfortunately completely wrong. They've probably done some research online or heard from other people and just got bad data. We're here to bust those myths. Myth number one is, if I keep my laptop plugged in, it will overcharge the battery. That is a myth. That is completely false. Why? A couple different safeguards that have been put into computers. If you bought your computer in the last 30 years, you're in good shape, and here's why. Number one, on a software level, in every operating system, there is a service built in called BMS, or Battery Management Systems. And what that is just a utility that monitors and manages the charging of the battery. And when it gets to full capacity, it knows to cut it off. So software has got you covered. Another thing put into place is the actual batteries themselves are now made out of lithium ion. And what that means is that actual material stops receiving a charge from the computer once it's completely full. So on a hardware level, you are completely covered. Software, you got BMS. Hardware, you got the lithium ion technology that stops that. So on two different fronts, you're not going to overcharge your battery. If you're actually worried about your battery health, what you should be worried about is heat. If you have a gaming laptop or a laptop running hot, rising temperatures of the computer itself can cause issues to that battery. You also want to be careful not to leave your battery in a hot car, because those extreme temperatures will cause it to swell and potentially destroy components around it, like your touchpad or your keypad. Those are the things you have to worry about. One thing that's important too is to use original quality or OEM accessories with your devices. So if you have, say, a Dell laptop, it's best not to order that cheap Chinese-made charger on Amazon as a replacement. Stick with Dell quality chargers, because you're going to get a good product that's built and designed to work with that particular laptop. Anyway, we got more myths to discuss. Lots of stuff that we've heard over the years, some really good ones coming up. Keep watching. We'll catch you guys on the next quick tutorial.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
That's the Lerner and Rowe Weather Cam in Pahrump at beautiful Mountain Falls. Well, it's been kind of cool in the mornings. You know how your boy does it on the weather deck. And I was having some coffee, 68 degrees. But you're not going to believe it. Coming up Wednesday, we have a heat advisory that's been issued for Pahrump. Tell you more in the weather forecast.
Weather is sponsored by the Nevada Dairy Farmers and the Dairy Council of Nevada, sharing the love of all things dairy. Celebrate the best moments with milk. Milk the moment. And the weather is also brought to you by the Ponderosa Dairy, Nevada's largest dairy, fresh from our farm to your table.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. I'm Mike Ruhan from the Channel 25 Weather Studios. Let's take a look at the temperatures here. Fernley, 92 degrees, 93 in Fallon. Carson City saw 86 degrees. That sounds pleasant. 88 in Tonopah and Goldfield. Twinning, 97 in Beatty. 103 in Amargosa. Las Vegas saw 102. Death Valley, not too bad, 113. But let's check out the beautiful paradise of Pahrump. Our current temperature is 99. We hit 100. That's an A+ right there. South-southwest winds, 11 miles per hour. Humidity, 10%. The sun rose this morning at 6:04. It's going to go away tonight at 7:33 p.m. Humidity, 14%. Wind's going to be east-southeast, 8 miles per hour. And low tonight's going to be 74 degrees. Let's check out the 7-day forecast. Try not to trip over a cord. 103 on Tuesday, Wednesday, 105, 107 on Thursday. That's the extreme heat warning we got. 106 on Friday, 103 on Saturday, 102 on Sunday, then 98 degrees on Monday. Perfect. And it's my favorite band. Back to the desk. Here's Chris.
All right, Mikey. Well, we saw the weather cam was Mountain Falls from the golf course down there. And if you want to get out and hit some of those balls and play a few holes, you better get out there in the morning because you can see it's going to warm up in just a bit. That'll just about do it for all of us here tonight. News 25, I'm Chris Palermo. Make it a great night.